Johnny, congrats.
Thank you.
How do you feel, man?
I feel good. It felt different. You know, going in the second and third round, that's usually whenever I die. You know, I'm trying to survive the third round. And I was out there bouncing around, you know, enjoying. You know, really, a lot of it just boils back to I enjoyed it. You know, this fight week was fun. You know, it wasn't a miserable fight week. That's really all I can. That's all I can really explain it to, is that it became fun again, not just a dreadful week.
And obviously you attribute the 15 extra pounds to all of that. All of that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not killing myself. Whenever I go home, I don't have to worry about my kidneys shutting down. I don't have to worry about none of that. All I got to worry about is, you know, start barbecuing and having some fun again.
15 extra pounds of barbecue, that's what it comes
No. I'm not going to blow up that big. Like I said, I want to stay 205, 210 like I have been. But, you know, this fight, we didn't get a strength and conditioning coach. It was a quick turnaround. You know, the next fight, I'm going to be better. I'm going to have better cardio. And those are things that sort of even scare me a little bit and excite me at the same time. How much better could I be if I knew that my third round was going to be as good as it was today? I could push harder in the second round. I could have pushed harder in the third. But my mind is so trained to being so tired by the third round. I was just like, you know what? Let's cruise. Or not cruise, but you know what I mean? Like, don't push your body so hard that you fade like you have in the past. Sure. But after that fight, I was like, and that's just growing as a fighter. And that's really what it boils down to, is tonight I grew. And it's been a very long time since that's happened.
You were in the fight itself, you were working a lot of kicks, a lot of knees, and he seemed to be catching a few of them and throwing you off balance a little bit. Was there ever a point in the fight when you thought, you know, maybe abandon this and shoot in on him? Because you also didn't have to wrestle much.
No, I was beating him on the feet, so I didn't have to wrestle him. I used my wrestling to set up my knees, my hands, uppercuts. You know what I mean? Like, I was putting things together. When's the last time you saw me put things together?
Is there any regret that it took you this long in your career to sort of realize that you're better at 185? Is that?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, is that you make such a good mark at 170. You know what I'm saying? And please turn off your cell phone. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I swear to God. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to make you embarrassed. I really did. Oh, man. Yeah, I just broke out in a sweat. Yeah, you're on Scare Tactics. What was the question? Oh, about making the move to 185, right? You know what? We made such a good mark at 170. It's hard to give that up. You know, it really was. It was so hard to give that up. And now that I look back, I'm like, you're an idiot for not doing it sooner. But who's to say that that's not the right time for me to move up? You know, I really believe that God has a purpose for everything that I do. And, you know, you miss by a quarter of a pound, and then you miss by 2.5. All right. Then your kidneys fell for 6 days, and they rebooted, and I came back. That's really, I think, everything lines up. I believe there's a purpose for everything, and I think my purpose was I was trying to do it on my own instead of listen. And I always tell myself, hey, listen to your body, listen to what it has to say, and we and the coaches, we just decided it's not time to give up 170 yet. And then when you miss by 2.5, you're like, I'm done giving 20% up. Let's just see if the fat guy can make 185 and see how he does at 185.
Hey, Johnny. So on Friday at the media day, you kind of said that you know, obviously a higher weight class, you're not having to contend with the cutting as much. What did you definitely take on that you may not have focused on in past cuts?
I've been rolling in gi twice a week. I've been striking. You tell me what hasn't changed in my game in the last 5 weeks. It's been, you know, I keep saying this to you guys, but I don't know how else to describe it. It became a joy. You know, I'm even talking about they put me on 7 days of suspension because of my hand. I'm like, screw that. I might be back in Tuesday, you know, because we're traveling all day tomorrow to get back to Texas. But it became fun again. I became excited to do this sport. You know, every day you're hating life and you're hating what you're doing. You're not going to want to be back in there for 2 months. Guess what? I'm excited to get back in there. I'm excited to, you know, to feed off what I did tonight.
Johnny, you told me the other day you think it might take a little bit to actually grow into this weight class, but considering how you felt tonight, like how do you think you are going to match up with some of the, you know, the bigger, stronger, taller, lengthier middleweights in this division?
Stronger? I don't know. Hector Lombard is pretty strong, right? He's pretty strong for a welterweight. Taller, easier. You know, I mean, look at the Neil Magny. He didn't touch me. He didn't touch me. This, unscathed. Whenever I fought Neil Magny, what do you have? An 80-inch reach? I got 69.5. The dude couldn't touch me on my feet. Somehow he won the fight. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, you hinted the other day when we spoke as well that maybe in your post-fight interview you'd have a message for Georges St. Pierre, who we know is coming back now. You went the other way. You like praised Canada, but do you have a message at this point, or
just because I praise Canada doesn't mean I don't want to beat up Georges St. Pierre again. You know what I'm saying? George might be coming back. I just say sorry for the Canadians. You know, I'm gonna have to beat his face in. Definitely if it comes to 185, because that's a fight that I've been really looking forward. And now that I got a win on my belt at 185, he's a newcomer in 185. Supposedly, I think he said he might come to 185 because he wants to fight Bisping. Who would want to see him at Bisping or me and Bisping? I'm pretty sure the whole world would much rather see that.
Cool. Anybody else? Nope. Johnny, thank you very much.
Wow.